Hello, I'd like to continue on with doing another tool review. This one is the Rikon 14-inch bandsaw. This is the 10-325. Rikon likes to number all their tools, I guess. I don't know. Really like this. Really have used this a lot. I hardly ever use a table saw anymore because I use this so much. It's been a great tool. Had it for a few years. It cuts smooth. I've never bogged it down. The only time I had any problem on it was my fault. I tried to cut something too small and weird on too heavy a tooth blade. Ended up bending the blade. Yeah, that's what I got. I always push my tools. I always tend to push my tools as far as they can go, and sometimes I push them a little too far. Still have all my fingers. Very careful about my fingers. Plan to keep it that way. But cuts very smooth. This goes up and down very smoothly. The parts work all real well. It's been durable. It runs pretty quietly. As far as power tools go, it's a very quiet power tool. And I really the fence here, you can either use this tall edge or you can use this short edge, depending on how you want to orient it. So if you want to do real thin stock, get this turned down real close to the bottom, you can. Or you can, I tend to do more larger items, pieces of logs, or I've even done some resawing. And then usually it's the smallest I do is like a 1/2 inch. Let's see, things I don't like. Not a whole lot I don't like. This is kind of nitpicky, but the scale here, it doesn't have enough adjustment for me to put the 0 right where that blade is, and so it's pretty much useless. I mean, that just forces me to always measure from the blade to the fence every time I want to set the fence. Although it would be convenient to be able to set it on here, but again, it doesn't really hurt the operation of the saw. The light bulb is, I've never actually used it while using the bandsaw. It's not really in the right place. I've known a lot of various bandsaws have it there. I just find it doesn't usually do a whole lot of good, but I use it to, shine other places in the shop when I need it, so it's nice to have on there. The thing that I'm not too keen on, though, that is more of an issue, is that this top will corrode. I've put wax and stuff on it to help stop it, but I've still got a few spots of corrosion on here. The turtle wax and different stuff the stuff I've used doesn't really work all the way. It helps slow it down, but it doesn't really work all the way. So if any of you know what to put on raw steel to make sure that it doesn't corrode, spray or a wax or whatever, then let me know in the comments. I'd love to learn a little bit more about that. I do have the wheel kit on it, and it works well. It's not really in shot. You kind of pick up the front with this, and then you got 2 wheels on the back, and then you can move around the shop. I have a 12 by 16 or 12 by 20, I don't remember exactly what it is, shop, so being able to move stuff around is key for me. And that works really well. It's very convenient, and overall, I'd buy it. I love it. I use it all the time. It's a great tool. I absolutely love it. Oh, one more thing. I just bought recently a Wolverine blade. I believe that's the brand. And I love it. They're a little more pricey than some of the other blades, but they cut nicer, they cut smoother, they run really well. I'm probably going to stick with that brand of blade from here on out. So if you're interested, and as far as an overall blade, I mentioned I do like some resawing, I do some like 1/2 inch stuff. I'm using 4 threads per inch. I don't remember off the top of my head which type of tooth I have, but I remember it was the one that was recommended for drier woods. And it works, as far as an overall blade, it works really well. If you want to do like heavy resawing or do like really large chunks of softwood or wet wood, you're going to want to switch that blade out. But as far as an overall, it's a 1/2 inch as well. 1/2 inch, 4 threads per inch, I find to be a really good overall blade, because with bandsaws it does take a while to replace the blade, and you want to be doing that as little as possible. And this seems to be a really good overall blade for what I do. You'll have to experiment around, see what works for you as far as an overall blade, and then have a blade or two for your more for whatever your overall blade doesn't do that you're going to need for it. In conclusion, if you're looking to buy a bandsaw, this is definitely one that I would consider. It's been great for me. It's done a great job. I've really enjoyed using it. So I hope this helps you in your purchasing decision, and have a lot of fun in your wood shop.